On Uneven, um, it seems like making excuses for taking the leap of faith or doing something that you love, but there's some internal issues going on, or maybe even trauma from stopping you doing that, stopping you from doing what you want.
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. It's a
Shit.
song. It's supposed to be like there's something dying. Oh, your speakers are dying. Your what's dying?
What's dying? Wait, what?
Oh, I thought something was dying. I thought some of your equipment might have been the batteries might have been dying or something.
No,
Oh, okay.
I
All
don't
right,
think.
here
I
we
don't. I
are.
don't think so.
No, but that song is supposed to be like a very sad song. I wrote it. I I I know people say this and this is kind of corny, but I actually did cry when I wrote this song, bro. I did because I really felt like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I really did, man. I was so fucking sad. Body dysmorphia, uh, feeling like I made the wrong decisions, feeling selfish, feeling abusing drugs and sex, uh, fucking off money, you know. And that's why the chorus is, sometimes I hurt myself to see if I can feel anything. I'm not trying to make light of people who cut themselves or people who like inflict pain on themselves physically. But I mean, I think that like indulging in like uh, like just engaging in a super indulgent lifestyle and self medicating and just like not taking good care of yourself mentally or physically and just like giving yourself a reckless abandon is a form of hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yeah, it's very painful and it does a lot of damage to you and it does a lot of damage to those involved. So, but sometimes that happens to me. Sometimes I do that. And at that time, that was one of those times. And then afterwards, I get so high, I don't think I can feel anything. I've said this before in other songs, like I said this in like Anthem, which is like a turn up song, but I say it's a very sad lyric. I say I be getting high because I don't want to feel shit. I don't. I'm sad, bro, and I'm not trying to make light of that because it's like it's cool to be fucking sad. That's not the case. I've been like this since I was a kid, man. Like really. I remember I didn't know what the word like distinctly remember when I was a kid, I didn't know what the word depressed was. I didn't even know what it meant, whatever. But I knew what the word gloomy was because I watched Pokemon as a kid. And so like I was like, yo, I feel gloomy all the time. As a kid, I remember this. And like being raised Christian and shit, I've always felt like I was about to go to hell since I was a kid. Like since I was a little kid, I would be like, man, damn, I'm gonna go to hell, bro. Like I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just I cannot remember a time where and I'm like getting through that now that I'm, what I'm saying, lived a little bit of life and been a couple places and been loved a couple times and opened myself up to things. I'm not as it doesn't have as much control over me, those feelings. But for so long they did. So when I started getting high, smoking weed and shit, it was like cool. Like I can just turn that part off. But then sometimes you can't turn that part off. And it just like sometimes weed really drugs, any like hallucinogens of any kind, but like weed especially, I think sometimes will lock you onto something and like it's like, no, you have to deal with this, bro. And the only thing you can fucking do is breathe. The only thing you can do is every passing second be like, okay, I'm still alive. I still haven't had a psychotic episode. I'm still like, okay. And with every passing second, and then like after about 45 minutes, you realize, okay, all right, okay, perspective. You know what I'm saying? And then voila, you have perspective. I'm oversimplifying, but like you get me. Like the
Yeah.
more you experience that like uncomfortable, like just turbulent, just like overwhelmingly turbulent thing, the more you experience that and live through that, I've found for myself that that gives me so much perspective on like how to feel on a day to day, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, I
Like
think that
living. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
no, I think that like one, like people don't talk enough about how weed can trigger a psychotic episode.
Yeah. Yeah, you can drive yourself crazy. Like that's a thing.
Right.
Like sanity baffles me because it's like what I think about this sometimes and I like hyperventilate. It's like what is keeping me sane? And like how can I find that thing so I never lose it? You know what I'm saying?
I'm still here. My camera's off.
Oh, okay. But you feel me?
Jam.
All right.
Battery just died. That was it.
I knew it. Oh man.
Yeah, but no, yeah. I mean, just okay. At least like coming up on the emotional scale, not being uneven and not even being even, puns intended. Um, but like feeling neutral. Like, why is complacency given a negative connotation?
Right. Why is that? Sometimes like you have to be complacent in order to like take stock of life. Like sometimes you need complacency to sort things out, to think of things, to come up with ideas. Like have some time being comfortable so you can say, okay, this is how I want to grow. And like with the understanding that like growth is uncomfortable. I mean, even like physically, like when we were kids and going through growth spurts, we were in physical pain. They're called growing pains. You know what I'm saying? So like, why wouldn't uh mental or emotional growth or creative growth be the same way? So it's like, but you have to be comfortable enough to realize that, okay, I want to grow in this area. So if you're basically saying, I want to make myself uncomfortable by doing this. I mean, even playing guitar, you have to do that shit every day. My fingers, you might not be able to see this, but my fingers have calluses on them. I wasn't born with calluses on my finger. You know how much that shit hurts? And then if you go like a couple weeks without playing, your calluses go away. And then you remember how much pain, physical pain you went through to learn how to do this thing, to express yourself in this way. And now I can, you know? And I'm constantly reminded that if I don't tend to that, then I will have to subject myself to that pain again and again and again. And that's like a kind of a metaphor for life and relationships. It's like if you don't, you learn, you go through these relationships, you hurt through them and whatever, and then you come out on the other side knowing something, feeling something. And if you don't tend to that feeling or that knowledge, you lose it and then you go through it again and then you hurt just the same, you know? So you got to callous over a little bit. And I know that sounds like a weird analogy when you're talking about relationships, but like calloused fingers opened up my mechanical ability to be able to play guitar. You know what I mean? So like a callus here might open you up here. It might create like a pathway, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
like a
life plasticity type shit, you know?
yeah, absolutely, yeah. You know, you go through a bad breakup, you learn from that. You know, you get calloused, and then
Mm-hmm.
you kind of hopefully you carry that lesson into the next relationship.
Exactly. Or death. Like my uncle passed away a couple years ago. And that's the first time I saw a person die. Like I've seen a dead body before, but this is the first time I saw somebody go from being alive to being dead. And I saw every phase of that. I saw him struggle for his last breath until he died. Watched that. And that shit affects me in ways that I'm still finding out today. But it's like I learned so much from that. You know what I'm saying? But there is also now a level of desensitization to that too. Same with like my fingers, they're desensitized, but now I know so much. I can do so much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that song is. That's what that song is like referring to: the pain, the hurt, you know. And then the line of maybe I should call off work today. I hate this fucking job anyway. I feel that shit on such a deep goddamn level. I haven't worked a job in over a year. I've been like, I've been an artist for a living for over a year now, which is pretty great. I'm still impoverished, but at least I'm impoverished doing what I love, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when I was working jobs, I would wake up, so, especially when I was going through like a serious bout of depression or something, like I would slump out of bed, get in the shower, and just be like, man, I should just fucking call off. Fuck that job. Like, I don't even care. And many times I would just call off work. Like, fuck that place. I hate that place anyway. If they fire me, oh, fuck it. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know and that's one of them things where you know, niggas say, that's the realest shit I ever wrote, bruh. Maybe I should call off work today because I hate this fucking job anyway. That's the realest shit I ever wrote, dog. You know what I'm saying?
And I quit my job and I'm doing this full time. So I feel you.
Bruh.
And I had a cozy job.
Right, nigga, I did too. I was making bread. I was making more money than I had ever made. You know what I'm saying? But I was so miserable every day. It would be like there would be times where I would be at work and I would just be like, I just wish that this shit, I could just press pause for just a second. If I could just stop life for just 1 second. I just can't breathe, you know. Oh, fuck, man. But for those of you that enjoy your jobs, hey,
keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Do what you love. That's the point.
Yep, that's exactly the point. You shouldn't be tripped up on what somebody else is doing. If they're enjoying their lives, you gotta learn how to be happy. Exactly. You gotta find out what it means and what makes you happy.
Yeah. Sorry, that seemed like such a downer. That is the downer song on the album too. So there we go.